Peace stars, what's up, man? We got a full slate of stuff to talk about here. We got the Warriors Knicks trade down, possibly, question marks. But the Knicks podcast, we're gonna get right into a bunch of stuff, guys. So without further ado, let's get busy. What's up, guys? Good morning. It's a little early for me, but I happen to be on vacation, a very long vacation, much needed. Yesterday was actually my birthday, so shout out to me. Yay, happy birthday to me, man. First day of Leo. So keep that in your minds, man, for next year if you want to get me a present or something like that. So anyway, it's your boy Ebru. We're gonna talk about this Golden State Warriors Knicks stuff. But before we get into that, man, I just wanna before we get into all the crazy rumors that everyone's been talking about, that somehow the Knicks are gonna be able to do this trade up, trade down, and get this player, get that player for basically our cap space and our low picks, whatever. The Golden State Warriors just now. I got a blip on my Bleach report because I'm quite sure everybody else got the same bleep like 20 minutes ago. That the Warriors are unlikely to land Beal, Lillard before the trade, before the draft or whatever, trade before the draft. So anyway, this is cited by Chad Ford. Mark Stein is the one that's breaking that thing, the report. But I just want to ask you, like, when was the last time these guys ever got anything right? Chad Ford, he's like an insider. You got to pay extra money to read the bullshit he got to say. Mark Stein's always posting stuff. These guys are hardly ever right. Like 90% of the time they're 10% of the time they're right every time, I want to say. But 90% of the time these guys can't get it right. So I'm not going to really post those articles and stuff. I just want to talk about guys that like me, are podcasters that create content and things of that nature for us. But let's share this here. We're gonna get into John Wasserman. Now, John Wasserman, I like John Wasserman because he came up just like the rest of us here. Started off on on social media, really, as he was coming up through the ranks and stuff, through his reporting. So he's actually one of ours, So anyway, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, we're going to shout out Knicks Film School. I would rather shout out our guys, the podcasters and the guys that came up just like us, in this new internet age. I'd rather cite these guys because these guys are actually friends, and they hang out with some of these players or whatever. They actually could touch these guys, and also these guys are like regular people like us too, like my man Macri, who I never did a podcast with, never met before. He's a school teacher. He's a dad. He got a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather trust these guys, man, because these guys are more invested in this thing than everything else. There's no media frenzy behind them, just like myself. So anyway, in this interview here, he basically, they were talking about this guy. Let's just watch it. Well, they're basically talking about Duarte. So I gotta have to pull it up again, just so I can get the audio. So anyway, they're basically talking about Duarte. So Duarte is going to be like the main focus of this part of the podcast right now. Once again, sorry about that. Let me make sure the audio is playing good. So let's do that. Start from the beginning here.
I can confirm the Knicks are trying to trade up. They've made calls already. I don't think I'm allowed to say who they called, but it's late lottery, that range.
Okay.
And they're and I don't know details of what they offered, but they're making calls to try and get up into that range. We could talk, go back and forth about who they're targeting. 6 is too high. They're not going to be able to get there unless they throw in something unexpected, not just the picks in this draft. I mean, that's just an assumption. You never know. It really depends on like how Oklahoma City values book night. Do they love book night and see a star, or do they really not see much of a difference between 6 and 19 or whatever? But the Knicks are trying to trade up, but 6 I would think is too high for them.
One thing I really like about what he says there is an assumption. Don't put stuff out there as I'm citing sources and this is what's really happening. If it's not really happening, just tell the truth that you're just citing your own opinion. Basically, you're assuming that this is what's happening. So anyway, he did confirm he can't really say what team said it, but basically the Warriors, the Knicks are looking to trade up, and also too that right here we're looking at the Warriors actually brought back Trey Murphy and Duarte for a second workout this weekend. So why would guys that have draft picks so low be looking to bring these guys back up for second workouts? Now I know the Warriors, they have 2 picks. They have the 7th pick, and I believe they have the 14th pick. So that would make sense that they would be in the market to take a look at Trey Murphy and Duarte at 14. But also too, we're going to talk about something else too. They also have the repeaters tax. So let's get this out of here. Before we get into that, let's take a look at this video here. This is another fellow podcaster. This is Knicks Fan TV. So with Wasserman saying that basically that Duarte's hot, as you saw in the other post there on Knicks Film School, they decided that Duarte's a hot commodity or whatever. But let's take a look at this video here. This is on Knicks Fan TV.
I really like at 19, Chris Duarte out of Oregon.
Yeah, Duarte he's the same age as Devin Booker.
Yeah.
So you better expect quick results from him. I actually just heard from a team yesterday who said he had a terrible workout.
Oh,
and he was not in shape.
wow.
He didn't go to the NBA Combine. I'm told he was a little bit stubborn and that he would only want to do. When you go to the Combine, you have to participate in specific activities there. You can't do your own thing. And he refused to go a week without working out with his own guy. That's what I was told.
Is that a red? I mean, that's got to be a red flag, right?
I don't think it's going to stop a team from drafting him. I don't think he hadn't played much, and supposedly it showed in this particular workout.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're gonna get rid of that. But this is the same guy. Wasserman. Like I said, I just vouched for Wasserman. Wasserman came up like us, young guy. You know what I'm saying? Actually, could speak to these players and relate to them. So I give respect to Wasserman. Also, Knicks Film School. He was on Knicks Film School talking about Duarte, how Duarte was hot. The Warriors looking to bring him back for a second workout along with Trey Murphy and stuff like that. But at the same time, just like a week ago, he was saying that that Duarte was out of shape, and then he had a bad workout, and he had his trainer, because I reported that too, because of course I trust our guys. I trust our guys more than I trust some of these other guys, like I mentioned in the beginning. But at the same time, these are all opinions. A lot of the stuff that gets thrown out there are rumors. They might have their sources and stuff, but the sources will drop stuff out there just to start their own narrative to try to build stuff up to keep certain teams away from certain guys, or to keep the buzz away from certain guys. So so you also got to look for that, because there's going to be a lot of that leading up to this draft. Today is Saturday. The draft is not until Thursday, so we're gonna have a lot of smoke and mirrors out there, just throwing various reports about why certain guys are this, certain guys are that. Now on Duarte. If you could look up his video, maybe I'll post it while I'm talking. Duarte is 24 years old. That's number one. But outside of him being 24 years old, as you would expect, somebody that's 24 years old has a certain skill set, has a certain polish to him. So I'm gonna try to pull this up here while I'm talking. But he has a lot of things that excite just a basketball player. His stuff that you can't teach. That you don't want to teach, as a professional basketball player. You don't want to as a professional coach, or just like somebody that's a fan of a team. Like I get the whole developing stuff. Oh yeah, I want to develop this guy, make sure that the Knicks have a bad developing team and this, that, and the other. But when it comes down to it, like you don't want to teach guys how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to teach guys how to dribble, how to pass, how to be athletic. You don't want those things. You want guys that are already like ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So let's just do this. I'm just gonna share YouTube and show a little bit of Duarte's game and why people like him so much. Like I said, he's a really good player. Polished. He's from the Dominican Republic, so you can throw a bunch of different things in there. I'm just gonna click a random video. This is from Frankie Vision. Frankie Vision is one of the better
experience matters. For over 145 years,
I should have used my paid account, but it is what it is. This is Duarte, nice and strong. He knows what he's gonna do when he gets the ball. He just filling passing lanes, finishing strong.
Passes out of the double team.
Good defender, 2 hands on the ball on the defense, pushes it up, got his head up, nice finish. He's a good basketball player, strong. You know what I'm saying? Runs hard. He's not afraid of contact. You know, he's able to finish with either hand.
He is not bashful.
You know, it's a nice jump shot. Squares his feet nice and good. Nice hard, keeps his dribble up. Able to get the shot up off after a double team there. You know, nice inside, not afraid of the paint. Nice little fadeaway. He's got everything. He's got everything. Here he goes, entering the post, coming out. Nice. He knows what he could do, man. This is on the college level.
He didn't even really have his feet on the
Corner three is there.
Like that right
So I'm just imagining him on the Knicks. You know, this everywhere that you see him scoring. You know, everywhere that you see him scoring is definitely going to be like places that he's going to be able to succeed in. You know, corner threes for one, just being strong, being able to finish, running the break. You know, not being afraid of being in the paint. You know, because we have a couple guys that seem like once they get in the paint, they don't know what to do. Shout out to RJ Barrett and these guys because they seem like they get lost a lot when they get in there. You know, even though they are successful in the NBA level, you know, 17 points a game from RJ. But we have a couple other guys. Reggie Bullock is another guy that can't really do nothing in the paint. You know, as far as perimeter players, right? So, and I really like this guy, man. I really don't believe the report that he's out of shape. Because if he was that out of shape and whatever, Golden State wouldn't be bringing him back for a second workout, or maybe he had a bad day that day, you know, or whatever. But he's hot with the Knicks, he's hot with the Warriors, he's hot with a bunch of teams around that mid range pick stuff. So you know, this is a Knicks podcast, so let's just get more into this Knicks Warriors connection here. So I want to talk about Wiggins. So apparently we can get Wiggins by just trading 1920. Some people say, oh, that's too much, you know, and Kevin Knox, oh, that's too much. You know, like Wiggins is not a bad player. Like I'll do this. I'll put up Wiggins stats so we can just see, you know, what he's been doing for his career so far. You know, like if you're gonna consider him a go-to guy, like a guy that you could just give him the ball and let him carry a team, he's not that guy. You know, if I know a lot of guys were watching him with Team Canada because you know, our guy was there, RJ. You know, Wiggins could score, man. You know, he's a good scorer. He's averaged 18 points a game throughout his career. Just want to look at some of the years that he had. He had 16, 20, 23, 17, 18, 21, 22, 19, and 18. So it really depends on the role that the team has for him that year that he's able to be successful like that. Early on in his career, they were giving the ball in Minnesota to be that scorer. As the time went by and he started to win, and maybe they got Tom Thibodeau and whoever else over there, of course his points went down because the talent level went up. You know, let's check his last year. I'm not exactly sure if they made the playoffs that last year that he was in Minnesota. So you got to bear with me because you know, this internet stuff is crazy. No, they did not. So that was his first year with Tom Thibodeau, 36 and 46. Let's see the previous year. The previous year, yes, they did make the playoffs with Tom Thibodeau in that first year. Let's see who was on the team that he made the playoffs with. Yeah, Jimmy Butler was there. Karl Anthony Towns was there. Jeff Teague was playing well. Jamal Crawford. He had a decent squad. So you put a bunch of guys around him. Wiggins is not going to be getting the scoring that he was there. But also Jimmy Butler had 22. Karl Anthony Towns had 21. He still was able to get 17. So Wiggins is a good player, man. Especially if you got other guys that could play, like RJ and Randall. Put RJ and Randall in there as the Karl Anthony Towns and Butler thing, and then Wiggins is very valuable. Giving you 17 and being able to get down to the lane, score. He can still shoot the three. He can pass. He can get in there to get rebounds, second jumps, and all that stuff. 2-point percentage is always all over the place between 45 and 50. So I mean that's decent for a perimeter player. 3-point percentages is decent as well. So it is what it is with Wiggins, but he's a good player. So if you're expected to trade Kevin Knox 19-21 and think that that's too much, like I don't know what to tell you. But at the same time, Golden State has this thing called the repeaters tax, right? So let's get into that because we keep saying it on the diehard state of mind with my man State from State of New York Knicks podcast. But this is actually an article that I'm gonna share that actually talks about what's going on here. So let's do this. This is from NBC Sports. The article is by Alex Ndidian. So let's scroll down here to where he actually was explaining it. Here it is. He's like, they're in the repeaters tax, man. So basically this will be the fourth time in 5 years that they're going to be having this luxury tax thing. So basically the penalty is double as far as what's going to cost them. So if you're paying $60 million in luxury tax, it might be 120 now. So that's crazy, man. So if you bring back Kelly Oubre, who might cost you 70 million on a 15 year contract, so now you're going to pay 85. You know what I'm saying? 85 you're going to pay $85 million for that player. So, that's crazy, man. So you're writing at you like just a skim what the guy is saying here. You're basically going to write a check for $200 million in luxury tax, just to keep the guys together to do that. So anyway, so that's the only reason why that we're even talking about Wiggins coming to the Knicks. But like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I just got a tweet saying that the Warriors are, don't jump the gun about them getting Dame Lillard or Beal. But at the same time, these guys have the assets to get the Beal and Dame. And on the flip side, Knicks fans are like, nah, I'm not giving you Kevin Knox in 19 and 21. Are you crazy? For Wiggins, get out of here. Yo, if the Warriors put Wiggins, the number 7 pick, and whatever, even just that alone, and then maybe add somebody else to a sign and trade somebody or whatever. Maybe you add the 14th pick. You can get Beal. You know what I'm saying? You can get Beal because Beal's making way too much money. So you can get Beal. Dame, same thing. Dame is making too much money. Both teams, the Wizards and Portland, are both looking to figure out a way to expedite their rebuild without rebuilding kind of thing. Because Washington still has Mr. Triple Double over there, and over there in Portland they still got CJ and all those other guys over there. So they both guys they would like to win now. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Beal. We're talking about Wiggins, 7th pick, 14th pick. That could possibly get you Beal, especially if you add another player to that. You know what I'm saying? So like the Knicks fans kind of annoy me with this subject because same player Wiggins. Knox in 19 and 21 is too much. I mean, I just don't get it. If we are blessed enough to be able to trade that for Wiggins, then that's great. I would do it just for Wiggins straight up. But they're in a bind, so maybe they'll give us 14. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the reason why they want to see all these extra players, because there's a potential for the Knicks to make this trade. You know what I'm saying? Because if we've been talking about it enough, like, shout out to State. State is becoming Nostradamus with this stuff, man. So if this really happens, if we are able to get Wiggins, because we have that connection with Tom Thibodeau, also with RJ in Canada. If he was to get this trade, you know what I'm saying? I could see it working for both sides. Golden State, they get to save a little bit of money from that repeated tax. And then they still get are able to get a chance to get maybe Trey Murphy or Duarte, whoever. The Knicks will be able to get that 14th pick and get one of those guys as well. You know what I'm saying? So it works out for everybody, man. So that's something that I hope. But just perspective. If it doesn't happen for the Knicks, and don't be mad if the Knicks if Golden State does a super team thing and go gets Beal, because I think Beal is a guy is totally available there. A guy like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a big shooting guard. So he just came off a couple horrific knee and leg injuries, right? So I don't know if I want him as a shooting guard anymore. Maybe I want him to play against a slower guy, whatever. Maybe to stretch the defense out really out at the small forward spot. And then maybe make a trade like that to get Beal there to take over Klay Thompson's spot, to have Klay Thompson, Beal, and Curry on the same team. That's all possible. But this is not the Warriors thing. I'm trying to figure out something for the Knicks, but in order for the Knicks to get better, I think that's something that will be a blessing if it was to happen, man. You guys are weird. Let's say, check it out. We got Randall, and then we already got RJ. Add Wiggins to that mix. Now you have 3 guys that could score. So we're not gonna go through stints where we're looking for Reggie Bullock to get us a basket, or looking for a guy like Elfrid to give us a basket, or we're not waiting for Rose and those guys to come off the bench and do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if we were to get like Wiggins, it kind of takes the pressure off. Of course, we still gonna need some kind of dynamic guard. Maybe it's quickly. Maybe quickly comes in there and gets that point guard spot. You know what I'm saying, to make us better. Or maybe we're still gonna have extra money to sign somebody, because taking on Wiggins is basically gonna take because we're adding Kevin Knox, so you're still talking about $25 million or so. coming off the books. So now you're talking about another 25 million that we could add another player. So we could still sign another guy, or we could still like figure out something to make a trade to get another guy. Maybe to move that 14th pick, and Obi for Sexton. Anything could happen. So let's say if all this was to happen, now you're talking about RJ, you're talking about Randall, you're talking about Mitch, you're talking about Wiggins. Now you're talking about Sexton too, all on the same team. Is it good? I'm not sure about that. Talent wise, did we upgrade? Of course we did. So because we upgraded Bullock and we upgraded Alfred into Sexton and Wiggins. If you're not happy with that, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about these draft picks, because I mean, like we can theoretically get a decent player at 32 and at 58, or we can still move up because Leon Rose was able to move up like crazy at the end of the draft. So if we really wanted a player that to get up there, we could totally get it. There's Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky, if I believe that's his name. That's a guy that's probably hot on the Knicks sheets at 32. So he might be somebody to look at. So I mean, if you get a guy like that, then trading Obi for Sexton won't hurt as much because a guy like Isaiah is gonna give you the same kind of production that you expect Obi to give you. So how good is Obi gonna be? I'm not really sure. How good is any of these guys gonna be? I'm not really sure. But it is what it is, man. So let's see what's going on in this chat. Yeah, like I said, bear with me for all the technical stuff, man, because I'm very low budget, as you can see. So I gotta hope that these things work out for me here. But I'm trying to get my little point across. I hope that I got it across to you guys. We got Astro Train is here. Thank you very much. He's the first one to come in and say hi. I don't know if he's still here. We got Pudge Nice. Let's get it. Uncle Fulio, what's good? Uncle Fulio, I gotta hit you up, man. I got an idea for you for a show. But I could see the Warriors getting rid of Wiggins, but it's really just because of the repeaters tag, really. Because if they didn't have to pay that repeaters tax, then they would keep Wiggins. Keep Wiggins. You still got Klay Thompson. You got Curry. Maybe they'll do something else that maybe flip. What's the center that they got last year? Flip him, and their 14th and 7th pick and get a superstar player. You can still do stuff like that. So but that's on them. They made a mistake. Well, I mean, not really a mistake. Like that's the thing too. Like if the Knicks were in this position where we could flip talent and still because we're in like trying to win championships. This is what we're gonna be facing. So if you're going through like a 5-year run where we're going over the cap to get more and more talent to keep winning, getting us a Durant, to go along with a Curry and a Klay Thompson, all this other stuff. If you're gonna be in that mix, then we're gonna be in the same shoes one day as well with this repeat attack stuff. So this is just something cool to know about it, man. So thank you, Fulio, for the happy birthday stuff, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, my birthday was all right. It was nice and peaceful. Can't really complain too much about it. I just want to see what you guys are saying here. You got Sergeant Nix is here. What's up, man? A couple guys here. What's it? Tingland. I haven't seen Tingland here before, but thank you for coming in. So here we go. 19 and 21 is too much for Wiggins. Wiggins, I just showed you his stats, right? Wiggins is a good player in the NBA. So you mean to tell me giving away 19 to 21 is too much for Wiggins? Like he's a guy that gives you the guy is going to definitely give you at least 18 points a game. He has a rapport with Tom Thibodeau, and this and the other. If we get him, like I said, those times in the starting lineup where we can't get a bucket, that should be nullified because we'll have the extra score. So I mean, if we're talking about giving Knox 21 and 20 and 19, that's too much for Wiggins, then I don't know what to tell you because I mean the same Wiggins added to 14 and maybe put the number 7 might be able to give you Bradley Beal. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what perspective you're looking at. RJ and Wiggins are both from the Toronto area. Yes, they came up together too. Wiggins is the big brother to RJ, but RJ was the man as soon as he came on the scene. You know what I'm saying? So he was right behind Wiggins with that. So it's cool, man. It's basically Air Canada, basically the new Jordan for this generation, like the Kobe of this generation. Because you want to talk about Vince Carter might have been the Jordan or whatever, and then Wiggins is basically Kobe for Canada at least. What I'm saying, as far as the kids growing up watching other guys play. So what's RJ, man? RJ is definitely going to be something like that too. Maybe the Paul Pierce of Canada. That's all to to be seen later on. I'm reading you guys what you guys are saying. Wiggins is okay, but not worth 2 first-round picks. It depends. But it's like you throw those 2 draft picks because you're adding Knox. It's not like we're saying RJ for Wiggins, and then okay, I'm not gonna add a bunch of draft picks, but we're talking about Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox is a nobody. He's a draft bust. Whether or not you want to say the Knicks didn't develop him, but the Knicks developed RJ, they developed Mitch, they developed KP when he was here, they developed a bunch of guys. IQ, they developed him properly. So how come Knox didn't make it? Is it the Knicks' fault if the Knicks developed everybody else, but it was the Knicks' fault that they couldn't develop Knox? So anyway, it is what it is. If you're gonna if Knox is your key piece that you're throwing away, then you got to get 2 first-round picks. It just is what it is. And who's to say those draft picks are gonna pop? All draft picks don't pop. There's like 60 of them. 30 first-round picks and 60 draft picks altogether with the second round. So all 60 are gonna pop? No, they're not. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crapshoot. So we're talking about a guy that's a draft bust that still has potential, of course. But 19 to 21 they're definitely not guaranteed. Guaranteed to be successful. Warriors will get Dame. I think so. I think they might get Dame or Bradley Beal. Like I said, they Wasserman, right? Is that his name? I couldn't get the guy's name. The center that they picked up last year in the draft. Him along with the 7 and the 14th pick. That can't get you Dame and Beal. Come on, man. And throw Wiggins in there. You mean to tell me they can't get Dame and Beal? That's a better trade than the guys that are rumored to come from the Knicks to get those guys. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks that these teams keep winning, but you got to put yourselves in a position to get these players and stuff like that in order to be in the conversation for all these big deals. So don't get mad. Like I said, if the Golden State Warriors decide, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna take on this repeaters tax. Let's go get us Dame. We're gonna trade Wiggins, the number 7 pick, and Wasserman, whatever the freaking guy's name is, and the 14th pick, and go get us Dame Dollar. You can't be mad because they have it. They have the assets and they have the players around there to do it, so you can't really be mad about it. And then also look at the counter thing. Either do that or trade for Knox in 19 and 21. Which one would you do? Let's see what happens, man. I'm trying my best with the content, man. I got my kids fighting in the background. I don't know if you guys saw me give them the Neo stop. You know what I'm saying? The Neo bullet stop just now because they were about to go crazy. But just want to shout you guys out. Hilton Murray, I haven't seen Hilton Murray in a while. What's good, man? I don't forget the Tom Thibodeau spent time with small forward. I get you. Tom Thibodeau, they definitely have a history together. It wasn't always good, but Tom Thibodeau did vouch for him after the fact. I just skipped a bunch of comments just now, so I am looking through it though. Here we go. Wiggins is 90% is better than 90% of the available Wiggins this offseason. Exactly. Who else are we gonna get out there? Kelly Oubre? Kelly Oubre, we can get Kelly Oubre today. If we wanted Kelly Oubre, we can get him today. But do we want to get Kelly Oubre? If we wanted him, we can get him right now. He's hungry. He wants the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? He wants to prove that he's better than what he's been showing. So shout out to him. If we did get him, I wouldn't be angry about it. But if we're able to get Wiggins and maybe possibly get something else along with the ride, then I rather that's something that we should do, something to look into it. Shout out to Knicks community. We might do something later tonight. This might be the first of 3 podcasts today, man. I think I might do a bunch of them today. I'm on vacation, so you're gonna be seeing my face if you choose to. What else we got here? Do we want him? Who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Powell, Gary Trent? These are other guys that we could possibly get too. Gary Trent is a guy that we might be able to get because you're talking about young guys that want to prove that they can play. Gary Trent is one of them. Powell, he's gonna want a taste of what he had last year, so maybe he might try to go to a team that's already contending. Gary Trent, on the other hand, he might be willing to come to the Knicks to show that he can play, along with Kelly Oubre and stuff like that. I wouldn't be too mad about anything like that. Knicks community happens to like Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, he's somebody to look into, man. But at 14, if he was to get the 14th pick somehow, I don't know if he dropped to 19. That's a conversation that we got to have at that point, man. Jalen Johnson is another guy I like there. A bunch of other guys too. Trey Mann, I like him because of his height. A couple other guys too, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys for coming in, Surgeon Knicks. All you different guys, man. Anyway, it's your boy Averill. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Happy birthday to me. My birthday was yesterday, and I'm on vacation for a super long time. You guys wouldn't even believe how long I'm on vacation for. But I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna be podcasting more, man. So shout out to Knicks community. Maybe more than likely gonna try to do something tonight. Maybe we'll see what happens. But you might see my pretty face more today. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. I haven't done it in a while, but put 4 fingers to the forehead, tucking that thumb, salute. That's what you do when you see a diehard, man. You see me in the streets, say what up, man. Maybe I'll throw you a sticker or a button or something like that, man. I still got them in my pocket and stuff. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Peace. See you on the next one.